Hey everyone, and welcome back. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody who's been liking, subscribing, and sharing my content. You guys are the best, and I really do appreciate all the support and the love that I'm always getting. My usual disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. All investments have inherent risk, and please always do your own research. If you're interested in supporting the channel, you can do that in two ways. Go to CryptoCandor.com. I've got merch up there, t-shirts, fun stuff. And then also I have a Patreon account where I post all of the videos in podcast form so you guys can listen. I also post other stuff too. If you haven't, please remember to subscribe to my channel. I put out new content pretty frequently, and I would really hate for any of you guys to miss out. Let's get started. So today's video is going to be about stablecoins, what they are, why they're important, and why they might be dangerous within the crypto community. A stablecoin is a cryptocurrency that is pegged to another stable asset, whether that be gold or the US dollar. It's a currency that's global but is not tied to a central bank and has low volatility. This allows for practical usage of using cryptocurrency, like using it to pay for goods or services on a daily basis. There are three different kinds of stablecoins that we find in the real world. So a stablecoin that's backed by real-world collateral, a stablecoin that's backed by cryptocurrency, or a stablecoin that's backed by nothing. Coins like Bitcoin and Ethereum are extremely volatile, as we all know. And on any given day, it's common to see price swings of 10 to 20% in either direction. That makes using cryptocurrencies for daily transactions very inconvenient and inefficient. Imagine paying $5 for your coffee at Starbucks and then tomorrow getting the same one for $6. Price changes like that are shocking for the consumer who's not accustomed to the swings that we see in the crypto market. First up, stablecoins that are backed by real-world collateral, basically just an IOU issuance. These are simply a digital representation of fiat currencies or valuable commodities like gold. While this seems like a great way to achieve price stability, there are some major weaknesses to this approach. We need to trust that the issuer will act honestly and not under-collateralize the digital assets that are issued. We need frequent professional audits to prove that the collateral is there because real-world assets are not visible on the blockchain. Because collateral is not transparent, the stablecoin is weak to speculation and false rumors about how it's not sufficiently backed. Some examples of this would be USDT, also known as Tether, TrueUSD, and PIVX. Let's start with the most popular and the most notorious one, which is Tether. Tether claims they are 100% backed by fiat currency assets in a reserve account. The conversion rate for Tether is 1 USDT, which should equal 1 USD. Their advantages are that it comes close to a like-for-like swap for fiat to crypto, it's well integrated, and it's well established. There's also tons of USD pairs across all exchanges. Disadvantages: it's centralized, not trustless, they've refused all kinds of audits, and there's a ton of controversy about that. Let's talk a little bit about why Tether in particular is pretty dangerous. A lot of exchanges rely on Tether for their markets. Crypto-only exchanges like Binance or Huobi do not accept fiat, at least not yet. And these exchanges are a huge portion of the crypto markets, so they use Tether as an equivalent to USD. Just to give you an idea of how important the stability of Tether is for crypto, let's share a fun fact. At the time of me researching for this video, Tether is the second largest cryptocurrency by trading volume behind Bitcoin and just ahead of Ethereum. So basically, most exchange pairing is going to be against Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Tether. The big issue is that the folks behind Tether have not been transparent when asked whether or not they really do hold the equivalent of USD to Tethers in a bank account somewhere. They continuously claim that their tokens are backed 100% by actual dollars, yet they fail to present evidence supporting this claim. There have been audits. In fact, just a couple weeks ago, a private auditing firm audited Tether and said that they do hold almost the exact amount in their bank account. However, this was a legal firm, not an accounting firm that was hired by Tether, so there's definitely some conflict of interest there. There's also never been any documentation showing balances released by Tether. So at this point, we're going off the word of an accounting firm that we don't know, we can't trust, and was hired by Tether. On social media, there appears to be a consensus that what Tether is actually doing is running a fractional reserve system. The consequences could be far-reaching. What happens if Tether turns out to be shaky? Or what happens if major governments determine that cryptocurrencies like Tether are being used by exchanges to avoid regulations? What if this large source of liquidity suddenly evaporates? While I don't want to speculate the answer because it's a bit intimidating, and again, I'm not a financial advisor, needless to say, there's a lot of controversy around Tether. Next is TrueUSD. TrueUSD is a relatively new coin in the market that's also pegged to the US dollar. Part of the motivation for launching it is stemmed from the controversy surrounding USDT or Tether. It's said to be 100% collateralized by USD. The team behind the coin has indicated that the coins are legally protected and that the coin is redeemable against USD in a number of stores and ATMs. Although at the moment it's used to provide stability in the market, there are plans underway to have the platform expand the coin's fiat-backed reach to other currencies like euro, yen, maybe even commodities like gold or silver. The advantages? It was born out of people growing tired of the controversy with Tether, and it's said to be more transparent. It could be a good Tether alternative. They also state that they will provide regular audit reports to the public and their escrow account holdings will always be public. Disadvantages. As far as I know, it's still centralized and it's not trustless. And who knows, maybe it ends up being just as bad as Tether in the future. The last one in this category is DIGIX. DGX is a token that's backed by gold. DIGIX has two tokens. The first is DGX. 1 DGX equals 1 gram of gold. If you own DGX, you can trade it to someone else to redeem the underlying gold through DIGIX Global. DIGIX Global is a certified gold dealer. Any DGX you own is backed by a corresponding amount of gold in DIGIX Vault in Singapore. Every time DGX is sent to another Ethereum address, you are charged a small fee, and this is revenue that the DIGIX DAO collects. DGD is the second token, and this is a governance token for DIGIX DAO. Holders will vote on proposals and receive rewards in DGX. DGD is an ERC20 token. Advantages. Another interesting take on a Tether alternative. There's also potential to add many assets backed to this DIGIX ecosystem. DIGIX Global has already hinted at the fact that silver will be next added. Disadvantages. The regulatory environment is unclear right now, and DGD particularly may need greater clarity because it's similar to a security. And it's still a solution that requires trust in a system. Next are collateral-backed on-the-chain coins. This type of stablecoin uses a surplus or excess of a volatile cryptocurrency as collateral locked into smart contracts. The surplus or excess of the cryptocurrency, like Ethereum or Litecoin, is necessary to help maintain a stable price. For example, if a buyer wants to purchase $220 worth of a stablecoin, they would have to lock up $320 worth of a volatile cryptocurrency. This aims to ensure that the collateral price never drops too low. In addition, some stablecoins allow the smart contracts to sell automatically whenever the collateral of the cryptocurrency dips too low. However, we know that there isn't much that can be done if there's a huge quick dip. The result would inevitably be an under-collateralized stablecoin. So is it really a stablecoin? Examples of this type of coin are MakerDAO, Haven, and Augment. I'm only going to go over MakerDAO because I haven't heard much about the others, and honestly they don't seem to be being used. DAI, or DAI, is the primary product of the MakerDAO project. The online Maker platform allows users to create new DAI by locking cryptocurrencies in their smart contracts as collateral used to back up the stability of the DAI. The Maker platform has many means available to keep the price of DAI stable. Advantages. While it's one of the first crypto-backed collateral projects, it's backed by ETH, which is on the blockchain and therefore transparent, unlike Tether. Disadvantages? Extremely complex, and from what I read, people complain it's very slow moving. I assume it's subject to the transaction speeds on Ethereum because their smart contracts are subject to the same speeds. Did I mention it's complex? I honestly wouldn't go near the project simply because it's kind of difficult to understand. Also, I believe you're charged interest on the smart contract, so could end up being pretty expensive. What are the overall risks of stablecoin, you ask? Well, there's a lot of risks involved. For instance, the asset that the stablecoin is backed by may be destroyed, stolen, or simply depreciated in value over time. An example of this would be a stablecoin connected to a farm. The farm may have a high value and it's on its course to triple in value in the next few years, and unfortunately there's a natural disaster which occurs, kills the livestock, the crops, and completely destroys the land. Once the value of something is gone, or the perceived value of something is gone, there's really nothing that can be done. So in the stablecoin situation, if what's backing it either doesn't exist or starts to have a negative connotation and people don't have faith in it anymore, it's no longer going to be a stablecoin. Another potential risk is fiat inflation or deflation. If the value of the fiat increases or decreases due to a country's troubled economy or something of the like, the stablecoin value or price connected to it is also going to become very volatile. The third risk is that a stablecoin is backed by a single central entity, like Tether. The bank account that backs the IOUs of the stablecoin is centralized. The financial institution controls the asset and can stop the account holder from accessing it. Having a stablecoin backed by a centralized bank account gives a third-party control over the asset. If the bank decides to shut down access to that account for whatever reason it deems necessary, the account holder's assets are stuck. Final thoughts. For cryptocurrencies to go mainstream, we're going to need price stability. It's really as simple as that. We're going to have to find a way to give users the confidence in making daily transactions and knowing that the value is not going to be all over the place. Full adoption of stablecoins will alleviate the worry of holding on to your purchase with the volatility of a coin like Ethereum or Bitcoin. But it's also important to understand that a stablecoin has to be transparent and capable of being audited, because otherwise we're just going to have to trust their word. Overall, I don't think that there's any projects out there that have successfully solved the stablecoin issue. And honestly, once we get enough USD pairs or we get enough fiat to crypto pairs across all of these different exchanges, people aren't going to really have a need for stablecoins. At least I don't think so. I guess time will tell, right? Isn't that always the name of the game with cryptocurrency? All right, guys, that about sums it up for me today. I want to thank you as usual for watching. Thank you for the support. Hit that like button if you haven't. Please subscribe also if you haven't, and I will see you all soon.